The month of Ramadan, sacred to Muslims worldwide, has a rich history interwoven with the fabric of Arabian society. Long before the advent of Islam, the Arabs observed periods of fasting as part of their spiritual practices. These fasts were often linked to the cycles of the moon and the agricultural seasons. The pre-Islamic Arabs, in their quest for spiritual purification and closeness to the divine, would abstain from food and drink during specific times. These ancient fasts were not merely about physical deprivation. They were a time for introspection, self-reflection, and seeking harmony with the natural world. The harsh desert environment instilled a deep respect for the scarcity of resources, and fasting was seen as a way to cultivate gratitude and empathy for those less fortunate. This tradition of spiritual seeking and social responsibility would later become central to the Islamic observance of Ramadan. With the arrival of Islam in the 7th century CE, the month of Ramadan took on a new and profound significance. The Prophet Muhammad, who received the divine revelations that formed the basis of Islam, designated Ramadan as a month of obligatory fasting for adult Muslims. According to Islamic tradition, it was during this month that the angel Gabriel first revealed the verses of the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad. This event, known as Laylat al-Qadr, or the Night of Power, is considered the most sacred night of the year in Islam. The revelation of the Quran during Ramadan solidified the month's sanctity in Islam. It became a time for Muslims to reconnect with the divine message, engage in deep spiritual reflection, and strengthen their relationship with God. The act of fasting, by inducing a state of physical and spiritual cleansing, was seen as a way to enhance one's receptivity to divine guidance and mercy. The Quran, the Holy Book of Islam, holds Ramadan in high regard. The month is explicitly mentioned in the Quran, and its significance is emphasized through verses that outline the rules and spiritual dimensions of fasting. Fasting during Ramadan, as ordained in the Quran, is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, the fundamental tenets that guide Muslim life. This obligatory act of worship fosters a sense of spiritual discipline and reminds individuals of their dependence on God. The Quran emphasizes that Ramadan is not merely about abstaining from food and drink, but also about cultivating spiritual virtues like empathy, compassion, and generosity. It encourages Muslims to focus on prayer, charity, and acts of kindness, fostering a sense of community and shared responsibility. By experiencing hunger and thirst, Muslims are reminded of the plight of the less fortunate and inspired to contribute to the well-being of their community.